Another hot topic around our area lately has been emerald ash borer, or EAB for short. This is an invasive pest that came from Asia, got established in the Detroit area probably in the late 90s, and it's been spreading out ever since. I know it's up into New England now, down into the southeast, across the plains to Colorado, and now it's present here in North Texas. It got spotted by a 10-year-old little naturalist out in northwest Fort Worth a couple of years ago, and I think the Texas A&M Forest Service went out there to investigate.
Yeah, so it was detected at the Fort Worth Nature Center in about 2016 is when it was detected. And yes, that kid, he was taking a picture using the app iNaturalist, which is a great little tool if you're trying to get into identification. But took a picture and no one identified it for years. And then someone on there was like, oh, that EAB? And they went out and sure enough, it was EAB. And so we started putting up our purple prism traps to try to detect it and see where the spread was going.
And there were a bunch of trees out there that were showing all the classic symptoms.
Yes.
Dieback in the canopy, thinning of the canopy, epicormic sprouts on the trunk.
Yes.
D-shaped exit holes.
Yes, the D-shaped exit holes, we were seeing the galleries, which are kind of like an S shape going back and forth. And when they're heavily invested, you can't really see the S shape because they've kind of crisscrossed all over each other. We were also seeing blonding on the trees where the woodpeckers were pecking at the wood so much that it actually changed the color of the bark because they were trying to get to the feast underneath, right? So we were seeing all sorts of things, and properties that are surrounding that have been hit pretty hard with EAB since.
Yeah, so it's a pretty devastating pest because most of our wood-boring insects that are native are opportunists, and they generally are taking out stressed and weakened trees.
Yes.
But this particular pest will attack perfectly healthy trees.
Yes, it will attack perfectly healthy trees, and it does not discriminate based off age. I have seen EAB on traps that are put on really young ash trees, and I've seen them put on really old ash trees. So there is a wide range of what trees these beetles will attack, if they're ash.
And it can be any ash species.
Any ash.
Green ash, white ash, Texas ash, Arizona ash.
Yes.
None of them have shown any resistance.
No, and unfortunately it's kind of crazy because the ash trees that are in Asia where this beetle is originally found are not affected by EAB, but that has to do with evolution, and those trees evolved with this beetle. Our ash trees here, they didn't evolve with this beetle, so they're being affected much more severely than what they would have, if they were back in Asia.
Right, and I've even heard entomologists say things like the end of Native American ash species in the wild as we know it kind of bad, like major epidemic.
Oh, major. So in even baseball, the baseball industry was affected. So baseball bats for a long time were actually made out of ash wood. And that whole industry has been wiped of ash trees. So they've had to switch to a whole new material.
It's sugar maple now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to have a wide-reaching impact. And in our area, the ash isn't a huge component of our urban forest here. I've heard estimates of 2.5% to 3%, but that's still millions and millions of trees.
Yeah, it's a huge area. Dallas actually has a huge ash population. So does Denton. So both of those cities are actually taking action to try to prevent their trees from being affected by EAB. So they're taking those steps.
So Kimberlee, thanks for joining me here today. I had a really good time talking about trees and hearing your perspective.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it also. I think it was a very good conversation.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed having you here today. Hopefully we can do it again.
Yeah.
If you have any other questions about emerald ash borer, oak wilt, or any other tree problems that you might be having, please come see us at our website, TreeNewal.com, or give us a call to set up a consultation with one of our ISA certified arborists.